Welcome back, second grade sleuths. It's time for mission number 3. As usual, we are going to start today by learning a little bit more about phonics. So let's dive into what we're going to do today. It's a little bit different than the last few days. Today we're going to talk about consonant blends. What are those? Well, a consonant blend is when 2 to 3 consonants are put together in one word. Do you see all the red there? Those are all consonant blends. Even though consonant blends are put together, they do make individual sounds. We just group them to make reading and writing easier. So instead of saying nt for consonant, we just say nt at the end. Let's take a look at some common consonant blends. See if you can decide which sound they make quickly before I say them. I'll say the word, you say the blend. Here we go. Drum. What consonant blend do you see at the beginning? Yep, dur. Snail. What sounds do those 2 letters make for that consonant blend? Yep, sn. Clock. Ooh, that's something we see every day. What's the consonant blend sound? Cull. Good job. Stairs. Is that the beginning there? Yep, the consonant blend is st. Pants. Ooh, this one's at the end and there's 3. Pants. Yep, the consonant blend is nts. So as you just saw, consonant blends can be at the beginning, middle, or end of a word. You never know. Let's play a game. I want you to decide which consonant blend you need to complete each word. Ooh, this is going to be kind of difficult. Say 1, 2, or 3. Okay, here we go. Slide. Yep, it needs number 1. The sl to make slide. Great job. Work. Ooh, this one comes at the end. Work. Yep, it needs number 3, the irk sound. Prince. Another one at the beginning. Prince. Yep, number 3 again, the purr sound. Masked. Ooh, that one's in the middle. A raccoon is a masked animal. Oh my goodness, yep, number 3 again. It needs the sk sound to finish that word. Gasp. That's a gasp, by the way. Gasp. At the end, what do you hear? Yep, it's number 1. Sp. Crispy. That looks so good. Crispy. Yep, number 2. Cur. And we could even say it's crispy and crunchy. Table. Ooh, this one's interesting because it looks like there's a silent E. Table. Yep, it needs number 1, the bull sound to finish it up. Good job. All right, sleuths, it is your turn. You need to complete the phonics worksheet for this mission. Press pause now. All right, let's dive into some grammar. Let's talk about the 4 types of sentences. This is different than the 3 kinds of sentences we talked about. As we know, sentences have 2 parts, a subject and a predicate. We also know that there are 3 types of sentences: simple, compound, and complex. There are also 4 different groups that we can put sentences into. The 4 groups are statements, commands, questions, and exclamations. Let's look at each one a little bit more closely. So statements are sentences that tell or state something. Here are some examples. I want to go to the zoo. Her shoe is untied. They just tell us something. Nothing special. They end in a period. Commands are sentences that tell someone or something what to do. They're usually pretty short. Here are some examples. Sit down. Go over there. Very short, and they end in a period also. Questions are asking sentences. They end with a question mark. Two examples are, why do birds sing? And how will we get over the bridge? They're usually answered with statements. The last kind of question is exclamations. They show extreme or big feelings. They end with an exclamation mark. Here are some of examples. I can't believe it. And, oh no. Game time. Decide if the sentence is a statement, command, question, or exclamation. Make sure to look at the punctuation if you need help figuring it out. He ran to the park. Yep, it's a statement. Here comes the next one. Will you go to the store today, Mom and Dad? It's got that question mark. Must be a question. That is so awesome. Yep, lots of feeling, exclamation point. This is an exclamation. My grandpa took us to the park yesterday. It's a statement because it just tells us something and it ends in a period. Leave that alone. It's short, it tells what to do. It's definitely a command. You did it! That was short too, but it ends in an exclamation point, so it must be an exclamation. Is it finished yet? Well, that's certainly a good question. And yes, it is finished because now it's your turn. Complete the grammar worksheet for this mission. Press pause now. You are halfway done, sleuths. It's reading comprehension time. Today we're going to talk about author's purpose, or the reason why an author writes something. One way to show that you comprehend or get what a text is about is by determining the author's purpose for writing the text. It can be as easy as pie. There are 3 reasons why an author writes a text. The first letters of each reason spell out pie. They are persuade, inform, entertain. P is for persuade. When you are persuading someone, you're trying to get them to have the same opinion as you. You want to convince them that your opinion is right. Persuade means convince them. I is for inform. To inform someone means to give them information. The purpose of every nonfiction or true text is to inform. Inform means give information. Lastly, we have E. E is for entertain. If an author wants to entertain us, they want the text we are reading to be fun and enjoyable. Most fiction books have this as their purpose. Entertain means lots of fun. So let's practice. See if you can decide what the author's purpose is in the following paragraphs. Here's the list one more time before we start. Persuade, inform, entertain. Here's the first one. The country of Finland can be found in an area of Europe called Scandinavia. It is a special kind of landform called a peninsula. This is due to the fact that Finland has water almost all the way around it. Finland lies between Sweden on the west and Russia on the east. The country is so far north that it has very short winter days and very long summer days. So what do you think? What was the purpose of that paragraph that I wrote? That's right, it was to inform. It gives us information. Butterflies are the most beautiful insects on Earth. Not only do they have amazing colors, they also flutter around in a dainty way. Butterflies bring happiness to each person who sees them. Butterflies live in groups called kaleidoscopes, which is a gorgeous name. Don't you agree that butterflies are the most beautiful of all insects? So what do you think? Why did I write that paragraph? Yep, I wrote it to persuade you because that's my opinion. Last one, here we go. Ziggity Zoo by Mrs. Kitchen. Ziggity, ziggity, zoo, I met a kangaroo. The kangaroo hopped, its kneecap he popped. He cried with his might, boo-hoo. Yeah, I wrote that one to entertain you. You're right. All right, friends, now it's your turn. Listen to Tay's read aloud and then complete the comprehension worksheet for this mission. Press pause at the end of the video. King Bidgood's in the Bathtub, written by Audrey Wood, illustrated by Dawn Wood. Help! Help! Cried the page when the sun came up. King Bidgood's in the bathtub and he won't get out. Oh, who knows what to do? I do, cried the knight when the sun came up. Get out, it's time to battle. Come in, cried the king with a boom, boom, boom. Today we battle in the tub. Help! Help! Cried the page when the sun got hot. King Bidgood's in the bathtub and he won't get out. Oh, who knows what to do? I do, cried the queen when the sun got hot. Get out, it's time to lunch. Come in, cried the king with a yum, yum, yum. Today we lunch in the tub. Help! Help! Cried the page when the sun sank low. King Bidgood's in the bathtub and he won't get out. Oh, who knows what to do? I do, said the duke when the sun sank low. Get out, it's time to fish. Come in, cried the king with a trout, trout, trout. Today we fish in the tub. Help! Help! Cried the page when the night got dark. King Bidgood's in the bathtub and he won't get out. Oh, who knows what to do? We do, cried the court when the night got dark. Come out for the masquerade ball. Come in, cried the king with a jig, jig, jig. Tonight we dance in the tub. Help! Help! Cried the court when the moon shone bright. King Bidgood's in the bathtub and he won't get out. Oh, who knows what to do? Who knows what to do? I do, said the page when the moon shone bright. And then he pulled the plug. Glub, glub, glub. The end. All right, sleuths, we are in the home stretch. Last thing, math. Today we're going to talk about different units of measurement and how to measure lengths and heights. So the main units of measurement that we use are inches, feet, centimeters, and meters. Each unit of measurement also has its own abbreviation, which is a shortened way to say that type of measurement. So here's the abbreviation for the 4 units that we've been discussing. Inches is IN period. Foot or feet is FT period. Centimeters is CM. And meters is M. Those don't have periods. You can estimate each of these units of measurement using parts of your hands or arm. Let's take a look at each unit of measurement and then learn the personal reference for it. The personal reference is the part of your hand or arm that can help you estimate those measurements. So the personal reference for a centimeter is the very tip of your pinky. If you hold your pinky up, that little length from end to end up at the very top, that's your personal reference for centimeter. Your personal reference for a meter is your arm span. If you hold your arms all the way out and you measure something from your fingertip to your fingertip, you should be able to estimate about a meter. The personal reference for an inch is the top section of your thumb. It's the part of your thumb from the top to the first knuckle. Sometimes it's easiest if you bend your thumb over to help you when you're estimating measurements. The personal reference for a foot is from your wrist to your elbow. That part of your arm is about a foot. So if you're measuring something that you want to see how many feet it is and estimate, that's the personal reference you'll want to use. Okay, let's practice. Decide which unit of measurement you should use for each item. Choose either inches or feet. The length of a table. What do you think would be easiest? Yep, I agree. It would definitely be feet. What about the height of a glue stick? Would you use inches or feet? It's not as long as a table, so yeah, I agree with you, inches. Length of a pencil. That's also pretty short. I don't even think it would be a foot, so we would definitely use inches. Height of a person. Ooh, this is pretty easy if you know how tall you are. We use feet. Length of a pair of scissors. Again, those aren't very long, probably not even a foot, so we should probably use inches. All right, now let's practice with centimeters or meters. Decide which unit of measurement you should use for each of the following items. Height of an eraser. Well, that's definitely not as long as my arm span, so I think I'd use centimeters. Height of a door. Oh man, that'd be so many little pinky tips. I definitely would go with meters for height of a door. Length of a room. Again, that would be way too many pinky tips. I would definitely go with meters. Length of a staple. Well, staples are really small, so I'm going to say centimeters. Length of a crayon. Yeah, this is pretty small too, and it's definitely not as big as my arm span, so I'm going to go with centimeters. So let's talk about the rules of measuring objects. After you decide what unit of measurement you should use, you need to choose which tool you will use, the correct tool. Now, the correct tools that we use to measure are called rulers and yard or meter sticks. Both of these tools have inches and centimeters on them, which is really handy. After choosing your correct tool, you need to line the first hash mark up with the edge of the object you are measuring. A hash mark is one of those small lines on whichever tool you're using. Once you have that object put at the very tip, you need to make sure that it's lined up straight with the tool that you choose. Then read the closest hash mark to the end of the object. This paper clip is 2 inches long. Now, before you estimate the length or height of an object, you have to decide what unit of measurement you will use, just like in regular measuring. So you have to decide inches, feet, centimeters, or meters. And then after you decide what unit of measurement you will use, you're going to need to choose the personal reference that you will use. Are you going to use your thumb, wrist to elbow, tip of your pinky, or your arm span, depending on which measurement you decide to use? For this object, this paper clip, I would probably use the top of my thumb to measure in inches or the tip of my pinky to measure in centimeters as my personal reference. I think I'm going to go with my thumb. So I'll line up my thumb with the edge of the paper clip. This is my starting point. Do you see how the tip of my thumb is kind of right up against the tip of that paper clip? This is really important because that's my starting point. The arrow shows where I'm going to make a hash mark with a pencil or place a little fingernail to help me know where to line up this for the second time, because I need to know exactly where that inch was. As you can see, I only needed 2 thumb tops to measure the paper clip. This means that the paper clip is about 2 inches long. You need to always say about when estimating. You can use this for all personal references. And now it's your turn. Go ahead and complete the math worksheet for this mission. Pause now. Congratulations, sleuths. You made it through mission 3. I'll see you again with mission 4 tomorrow. Stay educated.